Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Talisman as the Warrior. The way we left things last time, it was all getting a bit tense. Without me noticing, the priest had sneaked his way into the inner region. He was standing here on the Plain of Peril, where you have to stop when you enter the inner region. That is pretty perilous, actually. Look at the state of that swamp and the dead creature with its leg in it, just basking there. Ugh. I know basking was an odd choice of phrase, intentionally so. Yeah, the priest was there, and I was nearby and thought, shit, I can't let him run for that. His stats weren't great, so he might struggle with it, but they might be good enough. If he's lucky, he might get through. I had retrieved the talisman, so I'm in a position to actually make a run for the Crown of Command. 10 strength is good, 8 lives is decent, 5 craft isn't brilliant, but it could be worse. Got 1 fate point in reserve for a reroll, which is pretty low, but it's handy to have at least 1. We've got a healing spell, so if we get down to our last couple of lives, we can heal ourselves back up to 5. So that's handy, and it will give us another spell straight away. So now we're in a position where, since we're in here and we're actually in a fairly solid condition, we might as well try it. Because, as you can see, the jaws of our opponents are closing around us. 3 of us now have talismans, it's just the troll who doesn't. And they're all in a reasonable position. They all have pretty good strength and or craft, and a few objects and things to their name. I would have liked to get that mule, but it's not essential. At this point, I don't think we're going to pick up any items while we're in the inner region, so we'll deal with the mule if we get booted out again. The urgent thing to deal with, though, is this. Which route do we take? So, space by space. The crypt. Roll 3 dice, subtract your strength. The alternative is on this side. The mines. Roll 3 dice, subtract your craft. And you're trying to get 0 here, so the higher the stat in question, the better you'll do. So really, it's going to have to be the crypt, because our strength is so much higher than our craft. But that then takes us towards death, where we have to just dice him on an even footing. So 2 dice for us, 2 dice for death, and we have to try and get a higher score than death. Which is obviously pure chance. Then we get to the werewolf den, where we encounter a werewolf of changeable strength, so we have to roll 2 dice to determine what its strength is. So obviously strength could be anywhere between 2 and 12. But with our strength of 10 and 1 sword, because remember we chucked aside the second sword in the interest of picking up something else, that gives us an effective strength of 11 in combat. So even if he rolls up 12, we should have a decent chance. And then that takes us to Valley of Fire, where we must have a talisman. So actually, the main bit I'm worried about here is dicing with death, because that can just sap your lives ridiculously. Now, what happens if we go into the crypt and can't make it, is we get booted out again. That was what happened to the priest at the end of the last episode. He only got sent to the Portal of Power. But you can get sent as far away as the city, which is definitely an issue. So we're rolling 3 dice and subtracting our strength. Our strength is 10, because I don't think the sword counts towards it here. So, if we roll all 1s, we get 3, we subtract 10, and we get a 0. So, that would be great. But, if we roll... Well, what's the worst that can happen? We roll all 6s, so we roll 18, we subtract 10, we get 8. So we can still end up in the city. But let's see, if we roll... Or if we end up with 3 or lower, then we will at least remain in the inner region. So, to do that... Alright. This isn't too bad. This isn't too bad. We can do this. Basically, if we roll a 13, or higher. Yeah, or lower, rather. If we roll 13 or lower, we can at least stay in the inner region. That's not too bad. Let's do this. Enough yakking, let's get some action going on. Into the crypt. And let's roll. Okay, so we've actually got 4, 8, and what's that, 11. Maths is not my strong point. I did degrees in history, I'm not good with numbers. I nearly said 11 straight away and then thought, no, you better check this. You better check it. You don't want to make a complete idiot of yourself. So, 11 minus 10, which gives us a 1. So, although we don't get to proceed, we do just get bumped back to the plane of peril, which isn't too bad. It's frustrating because it means the priest or the wizard can probably come in on the next turn. But at least we're still in the inner region. Yes! No! Someone else got acquisition. Don't steal from me. Don't steal from me. Okay. He took Orb of Knowledge. Which is bad, because I like Orb of Knowledge. But it actually doesn't have any applications in the inner region. So that will only be a problem if we get kicked back out into the middle or outer regions. I thought for a minute that he was going to take the Talisman. That would have been the dick move. You know, although he has no need for a Talisman himself, to take our Talisman, that's definitely something he could have done that would have been an effective play. Wizard isn't coming into the inner region. He's decided against it. Phantom isn't a big deal, really, because he's evil. Pool of Life obviously is good for him. That means he gets to top up his supply of lives. Priest is also going that way. He may be trying to stock up on lives. No, he's attacking the wizard. Weird play. Weird play. Maybe retribution for the wizard stealing his followers, I guess. Oh, no, actually, I think he stole a follower from the troll, not the priest. Anyway, looks like the priest actually won. No, the wizard won. God, this can be hard to follow at times. Okay. Troll. There's no point in the troll coming into the inner region because he doesn't have a talisman. He decided to sacrifice a life because he's a dumbass. Alright, so we get to have another go at moving through the inner region. Let's try the crypt again. We need to roll low. Alright, well, that's 10. So we've actually managed to land a 0, which is all we needed. Just barely landed a 0. So on our next turn, we get to move on to Dice with Death. Which, as I said, is the bit I'm not looking forward to. The wizard is battling the troll. I'm not sure what all this infighting is about in this episode. Oh, he's engaged in psychic combat. Oh, that was a good choice. That was a very good choice. The way I remember it from playing 2nd edition actual board game is that when you started psychic combat with another player, when you won it, the only thing you could do was eliminate one of their lives. You couldn't take one of their objects. So that seems like a rule refinement since the 2nd edition. Anyway, the priest is actually fighting the Wraith, which is an interesting choice. He could have exorcised it for free, which is what he's done so far. But instead he fought it and lost. Being an idiot. It seems like they're all panicking. They're all flustered that someone's got into the inner region. Troll can't benefit from the wizard, or the mage, or whatever he's called. Is he called a mage? Yeah, mage. So the troll can't benefit from him because he'll only reward good players, but we get to move on to the Space of Death. And now we have to dice with the bastard. What we want here is to get high. 12! Come on, Death. Roll low, roll low. Oh, I have to roll the dice for him as well. Ooh, 10. Good roll, but we win. You've beaten Death. You may leave on your next turn. In your face, Death! I also appear to be standing on his hand, which is a little creepy. Or maybe it's an intentional design choice, which would be kind of cool. Okay, so anyway, Wizard's up next. Cursed Glade. He's doing nothing there. Priest is going to the Oasis. Not bad. He could take the helmet. And he has, and he gets to gain a life from the pool of life, which is, sensible play, really. Troll has gone to the temple. Dangerous. Could go well, could go badly. There's never any way of telling with the temple. It's so random. He rolled an 8. What was that? Gain 1 spell. But I don't think he has enough craft to hold a spell, so that was kind of useless for him. Werewolf Den. And apparently it lives under a load of grass, I guess. So anyway, God, the inner region even looks scary. Look at what a blasted orange wasteland it is. So anyway, you have to fight the werewolves, but first roll 2 dice to determine how strong it is. Oh, 11! So it's the same as me, effectively. Do I want to use a fate point to re-roll it? I'm going to say yes, actually. 3. Okay, so he's got a strength of 8, much more manageable. Not a guaranteed win, but a lot more manageable. So let's do it. Okay, we got a 5, so that's good. And he got a 1! Oh, werewolf goes down. So the warrior is actually doing what the assassin did the last time round, and gradually battling his way through the inner region. Except this time, the warrior is us! I can't believe we're actually getting to the point where we might be in a position to win this. Of course, one of the good things about Talisman, like many board games, is that although you can get better at it by understanding the cards and having some idea of how to use different cards in different situations, because it's so based on the randomness of the dice rolls and the shuffled decks of cards, the fact that you win once doesn't mean, I've mastered the game, no point playing it again. There's always a point in playing it again. But of course, this is far from over. Even if we get to the Crown of Command, we then have to eliminate all of the other players, and there is plenty of opportunity for one of them to come and deal with us. Or to cast spells on us to wipe us out. So it's far from a foregone conclusion at this point, but we are in a good position. Valley of Fire, very aptly named. I seem to remember that on the board that I had, just being a picture of a load of fire. This seems to be stepping stones across lava. Anyway, we don't have an encounter here. This is just the bit where you can't enter unless you have a talisman, but we do, so let's step in. And then next turn, up to the crown. And then we can start casting command spells to eliminate our rivals. Looks like Wizard might be trying to catch up with us here. Yeah. So he's successfully come into the inner region. So, in a few turns, assuming he gets through all those spaces, he will actually be able to catch up with us. And then, basically, we'll have to stand on the crown fighting. And I believe you can't cast the command spells while you're battling with another character. So this could be bad. If we can cast 4 command spells in a row, we might be able to take him out before he gets to us, but it's not going to be easy. So, here we go. Up to the crown! All the way up there, past all this treasure, which just doesn't interest us. Put the crown on, and now we get to roll a die to try and cast a command spell. We need 4 to 6. We've got a 3. No effect. Bad start. So that gives the wizard that much more time to try and get to us. He's going the strength route as well. Possibly he should have gone the other way, because he actually has higher craft. Crypt forced him back to the Plane of Peril, which isn't as far as I would have liked him to be pushed back, but at least it stalled him that little bit. All that time I wanted to draw a market and I didn't get one. The damn priest gets one. All the time I wanted a market when I was playing as the priest and I couldn't get one. I seem to be the only person who never draws a market or gets a mule. So, back to us. We get to roll again. Come on. 1! No! No command spell again! Ugh! This is bad. Yeah, he's going to try the crypt again. Roll high. Come on. Yes! He was booted out to the Warlock's Cave. I mean, he can come back here again pretty easily, but that will cost him that many turns, in which we can hopefully start finally cranking out some command spells to eliminate our rivals here. And unlike when your lives are depleted during general play, when all your lives are taken away by the command spell, you're out. And when all other players are eliminated, then the one remaining player is the winner, who holds the Crown of Command. So, Troll's taken another life, which is frustrating, because of course it'll take longer to kill him that way. But it's back to our turn. Let's roll. 6. Okay, so we do get to cast a command spell, finally. That means all the other players lose a life. Player 2 lost a life. And player 2 is down to 3, which obviously reduces his chances of getting to us before we can eliminate him. Because he's going to have to get through the whole of the inner region without losing 3 lives, which is tough. We still have our healing spell. I bet he wishes he had that, but tough shit, wizard. Alright, Troll versus Priest, which sounds like a terrible B-movie. Okay, so Troll is going for an object grab there. I think he grabbed a Talisman. So now the Priest can't get into the inner region, but the Troll can, and he actually could be a threat. I mean, the Priest could be as well, but the Troll's doing reasonably well. Looks like he's also going to draw a mule? No? I'm not sure what he bought there, actually. Let's have a look. No. Maybe he opted not to buy anything. Anyway, let's roll. 1 again. Alright, well. It seems like the Crown of Command is very fickle. Like I'm imagining the warrior stuffing it on his head and going, "Command spell! Damn it! I'm just not saying it in the right voice! Damn!" Alright, so let's let the others take their turn. Yeah, Oasis is a pretty good space. Because you get 2 draws, of course. Oh, pair of enemies, that's tough. I don't think either of them will really be a problem, because the wizard does have ridiculously high stats, but he's down to 3 lives. So if any enemies can just whittle him down a bit, then that will make him easier to take out. With the command spell, that is. Alright, Priest is going for the desert. He does have a water bottle, I believe, so he won't lose a life, and he just drew some gold, which is okay. Found some gold lying in the desert. Troll is going to the Black Knight. He's going to do the sensible thing, pay gold to survive. Come on, 6. No! Another failed command spell. God, this warrior is the worst user of the Crown of Command I've ever seen. You've had all this time that the wizard's been messing about, toddling around the middle region, and you basically haven't been able to do anything to stop him. Ugh. Come on! I mean, the trap is closing around you here, warrior. You have to do something. I mean, what if someone cast a really awesome spell on you? What about a teleport spell? I don't know if you can only cast that on yourself. I think you can. But wouldn't it be frustrating if you could cast it on someone else, and someone teleports me away from the Crown of Command? Again, I don't think that's something that can happen, but you never know. 1! For pity's sake! All the low rolls here. The Troll is in imminent danger of coming into the inner region. The Wizard is now knocking at the door again as well. Come on, we need some command spells here. 3 command spells to eliminate the Wizard. It's going to take a few turns. Even if we roll one every turn, it's going to take 3 turns to eliminate the Wizard. And by the looks of it, what's that, a 5? 5 to eliminate the Troll. I mean, this is a serious problem. Troll's not coming in, though, which is an interesting play. And he's going to get lost in the maze, I believe, which will cost him a turn. 4. Okay, we finally get a command spell here. So we get to knock a life off the Wizard. Well, we get to knock a life off all of them. Priest is almost dead. Wizard is getting there. But he is definitely the threat here. Is he going to come in or not? He is. Is he going to do it? Oh, he has a healing spell of his own. You assbag. He's not healing the Troll. That was a bizarre play. Maybe the Troll used it, but I didn't think the Troll had any spells. Well, anyway, I'm not sure what happened there, but looks like the Troll got healed, which was an interesting turn of events, I guess. The Priest is praying at the temple, but he has to lose a follower, sacrificed to the weird-ass people in the temple. Alright, let's roll. And the 1 again! Just no command spells for this guy. I almost hope, for the sake of Talisman World, or whatever it's called, that he doesn't get to keep the Crown of Command, because clearly he'd be the worst ruler in the known universe. He's just no good at this shit. Wizard is so far not managing to get into the inner region. Priest has gone over there. He'll be able to get a free spell because he's good. And he drew, obviously we can't tell, that's hidden from us. Troll is going to the Black Knight again, which is an odd choice, really. 4. Okay, another command spell. This should take out the priest permanently. And the wizard will now be down to 1 life. You have been killed. Well, obviously not me. It's talking to the priest as though he's a human player. And the wizard is down to 1 life. So, if we manage to cast another command spell without the wizard doing something awesome, then it will come down to me versus the troll. And the troll does have a chance at getting to me before I can finish him off. So it's going to be tough. But it looks like he doesn't have any immediate ambitions to come into the inner region. Alright, let's roll. 4! Okay, that's it for the wizard. Wizard and priest are both out of the game. In your faces, you pair of smug, crafty assholes. So, it's come down to me versus the troll. Warrior versus troll. And however bad a ruler the warrior will be, he'll be better than that troll. I'll tell you that much. So, we just have to eliminate him in order to finish the game here. But, it's never over. In Talisman, it is never over. All sorts of things can happen here. We could just keep rolling 1 to 3 endlessly until the troll gets to us. But he does seem to have gone to the village here. I didn't see how that happened. I wasn't paying attention to what he was doing. But that means he's back in the outer regions, so it's pretty much done. I mean, I don't want to declare victory prematurely, but at this rate, it's just a matter of chipping away the troll's health. Incidentally, the Crown of Command has a weird command spell here. The only command you can issue is die. I mean, that's pretty grim. I like to imagine that what we're doing with the command spell is commanding death here in the inner region, to go and pay visits to the other players. Okay, rolled a 1, so obviously no command spell this turn. What is the troll going to do to try and save himself? I mean, there are ways of regaining lives, but they're not that easy to come by. So, roll 3, no command spell again. Trolly buddy, what are you going to do? He's rolling a 1. So I'll have to encounter the fields. Ape. He's basically going to have a fight. I mean, this fight is really no threat to him. But where the hell? How? Oh! He took on a quest from the Warlock. Is that it? Is that what happened there? I can't look at the space? Oh well. It looks like what happened was the troll took a quest from the Warlock to maybe kill an enemy, and then, having done so, the Warlock has teleported him back to the Warlock's cave. I think that's what happened. But in any case, let's roll the die. 4, that means a command spell. So, whittle off 1 more of his lives. He's getting a little bit low here. Okay. He rolled a 6, but he didn't move. There's something weird. Oh, of course! The troll, when he rolls a 6, can choose to regain a life rather than moving. That's what he's doing. That's actually a pretty good counter to the command spell, I have to say. But we'll just take that life straight back off him. Of course, we don't absorb it. We don't gain a life when we take one from him. But this is going to be a weird battle of troll regenerative power versus command spell. Oh, and he sacrificed a life going into the desert like a complete dumbass. He's walked into the cave, and he's going to have to miss a turn. Which gives me potentially 2 turns to take lives from him instead of just 1. Okay, we didn't get one this time, but we get another turn. Okay, we do get to take a life from him this turn. Command spell. Boom! down one more life. We're really whittling him down here. You're going to have to pull off something special to put a stop to this, Troll, I have to say. I'd advise going with Solomon's Crown, but I don't think he did. 5. Okay, that's another command spell. Bang! Down to 1 life. This is it. The next time we cast a command spell, the Troll is out, and it's all over. We will have eliminated all opposition. He is finally trying to bust into the inner region here to try and put a stop to this, but it's going to take him too many turns to get round to us. And with only 1 life in stock, I mean, he's going to have to get through all the ordeals of the inner region with a stock of only 1 life. He's having to discard some stuff here. Water bottle? That's a good call. He does have 2 talismans, though. He doesn't need to. Oh, he's picking up items that were dropped by maybe the wizard when he died. I think that's what's going on here. So, basically, he's just rifling through a dead person's belongings. He can take the mule, of course, which will up his item limit. He doesn't seem to be doing so, though. Come on, Troll. Stop shopping, you big pansy. Alright. So, let's do this. I mean, seriously, when your life is in imminent danger and you're surrounded by the hellish mountains and plains of the inner region, stopping for a little shopping session is a bit daft. Let's roll. 2! Ooh, he survives 1 more turn. It'll actually be annoying if something in the inner region kills him, because I believe then he'll be able to come back. And in fact, he's fleeing the inner region. Clearly, me heckling him for being a pansy was just too much for his self-esteem. 1. He lives again. Come on, Troll, what are you doing? Come on. Come and face me! Stop trying to hit me and hit me! How many times am I going to reference that line from Morpheus? I do that in loads of videos, it's ridiculous. Okay, so he's going for another shopping trip. Maybe it's, you know, comfort shopping. He knows he's going to die, so why not squeeze in 1 more shopping trip before the end? 1 last day of fun before it's all over. Can't fault him for that, I suppose. Yeah, do like a good shiny axe, yes. That orb's quite pretty. Do you want to take that one? Come on, take the mule. It needs a good home. Have some pity for the mule. Yeah, do you want to take the shield? It's a good shield. Nice design. Solomon's Crown? A crown would suit you, I have to say. And it is kind of the consolation crown. If you can't have the Crown of Command, you can have Solomon's Crown at least. Let's roll. 1! Again! God damn it! Alright, well, we'll just have to end our turn and see what he does this time. And he's leaving! He's leaving! He doesn't know what he's doing! He's just completely lost the plot. Here is an example of the somewhat unfinished AI in this game. Again, it's still a work in progress. Hopefully they'll improve the AI before the final release, because seeing AI doing ridiculous things like this, shuttling back and forth between 2 spaces picking up items, is just kind of silly. And a bit irritating, to be fair. Right, what are you going to do, Troll? Are you going to go back in? You're going to go back in. Go on. Yeah. Go back in there. Do some more shopping. I think I'm just going to sit here drinking tea until he makes up his mind. You're carrying too much. Discard some objects. Seriously, how many times do we have to go through this rigmarole? Incidentally, I have had a couple of offers from people to play Talisman once the online multiplayer is implemented, and I welcome those offers. Obviously, you'll need my Steam ID and stuff, Steam nickname, so we'll discuss that nearer the time. When online multiplayer is actually implemented, get back to me, and we'll discuss setting up some online games. Because I think it would definitely be worth playing this with some people, instead of with the AI, who are just baffled by the number of objects on offer. Please give me a 4 or higher. 5! At last. But somewhere along the way, the troll actually regained another life, so it's not over yet. God damn it! You gonna take the axe? Alright. Okay, at least he was quick that time. Oh, God! He's going to do it again, isn't he? Seriously, game Talisman port developers, stop AI doing this, please. He rolled a 6, so he gained another life. So the misery gets to continue a little bit longer. Oh, not another life. Oh, God! So, you saw it here first. The troll is the worst person to have a one-on-one Crown of Command duel with, because of the ease of him regaining lives. Was that too low? No, it was fine. Okay. I kind of want to call a halt to the episode here. It's running a bit long, but there's no point in starting another episode just to have another, 15 minutes of this happening. So, how are you doing, viewers? Let's chat while all this bollocks is going down. What do you think of Talisman? Have any of you played it yourselves? I know the price is a little bit on the steep side. It's $11.99, which is a lot for an unfinished game. But I assume the price is going to remain the same when the finished release comes out. And with online multiplayer, that's actually a pretty decent price point, because you're getting quite a lot of content and replayability for that money. Okay. Command spell, please? Yes, okay. So we get to take one of his million lives back. Please stop regenerating. Okay, seriously, just go through the inner region. I would guess that what's going on with the AI here is it thinks, yes, that's the optimal choice. There's a pile of items. That's the best play. Go over there. And it's not aware that it's done it a million times and is actually not making any progress. So I guess this loop relies on another player either attacking it or taking some of the items in order to change its value judgment about what the best play is. I would guess that's what's happening here. So yeah, anyone else played Talisman Digital Edition? Anyone played any of the actual physical board games after 2nd edition? Because I haven't. And I don't know how the game changed after the 2nd edition. I get the impression that some of the rules changed. But it seems like most of the cards are really familiar ones. So I don't know that many cards were added to the decks after 2nd edition. What about expansions? 2nd edition had a load of really good expansions. There was Talisman the Expansion, which was just a load of extra cards and characters and things. There was Talisman the Adventure, which was similar in that respect. Then there was the Dungeon, which had a board, City, which had a board, and Timescape, which also had a board. Okay, come on, command spell, please. Oh, for pity's sake. So, I never liked Talisman Timescape, I have to say. I never had that much chance to play it. It tried to integrate Talisman with the rest of the Warhammer universe, which didn't work all that well. You got to play as a space marine and that kind of stuff, and it was too referential. And its board was weird. It had you travelling to different worlds and things, which was kind of a pain. Talisman Dungeon was basically a spiral. You could only progress in a linear way, forward or back through the dungeon. Which meant it wasn't as interesting to play through as either the normal board or Talisman City. Talisman City was more of a loop, like the normal board, and there were lots of places you could branch off to. And you could get sort of promotions, like you could become a Master Thief, or the King's Champion, or the Sheriff. So you could actually, your character could become a new character by taking on a new job, which I thought was an interesting twist. And there were things like the stables, where you could go to buy a mule, rather than having to wait for one to just come up at random, as you do in the main board. You done yet? Okay, he's finally done. Come on. Yes! Yes! It's finally over. God, what an anticlimactic end to this game. Having to spend 10 minutes watching the troll farting about with items. But finally, it's over. Cast a command spell, exterminate the troll, and we have a win. Winner, Scion of Tea. So that's it. Wow, we actually won, and the warrior, though he got off to a relatively inauspicious start with a run of bad luck in the first episode, and frankly, fairly mediocre stats, he actually managed to pull it back and come through to take the victory. And that's the way it goes with Talisman. You never know what turnaround might befall you, either in a negative or, in this case, a positive way. So thanks for watching, thanks for sticking with me through the warrior's mission to take the Crown of Command. Look at the size of that crown, there's no way he can put that on his head, it's gigantic. But anyway, yes, thanks for watching, and stick with me. Obviously there'll be more videos, WasHack and the like, as we go along, and I'm sure this won't be the last time I'll play Talisman. But for now, thanks for watching, and goodbye for now.